Now we are going to see about the evolution of marketing approaches. How the marketing concepts evolved. What are the various approaches are there in the marketing? Marketing is as old as civilization itself. Marketing goes much back into the history compared to other subjects. However, marketing has evolved continuously, and thus marketing is simple yet very splendid. So marketing is the older concept. If you take the history, marketing is there in the very olden days itself. Man is undeniably always trying to outshine others. And when it comes to the selling, the concept is not far from it. One thing that has remained common throughout the history is the fact that the field of marketing has always been driven by purpose rather than method. So, evolution of marketing approach, it deals or it describes the various approaches which we followed from the tradition to the modern ways. That is called evolution of marketing approach. What are the various approaches we followed in the marketing concept? And how the marketing is evolved from the ancient days to the modern days. Okay, the approaches to marketing. The various approaches are the trade approach, product approach, sales orientation approach, customer orientation approach, social orientation approach, relationship marketing approach, virtual marketing approach, and branding. Okay, in glance you can see here trade approach, product approach, sales orientation approach, customer orientation approach. Everything is called as traditional view. That is, in the olden days we used to follow the similar kind of approaches. But in the modern days, you can see social orientation approach, relationship marketing approach, virtual marketing approach, and branding. So the trade approach in simple, it is exchange of household utilities for other goods. At the same time, product approach, products that are sold at the low cost. In the sales orientation approach, enhancing the sales volume with the promotion. Customer orientation approach, supplying products to suit the new consumer tastes. And social orientation approach, marketing activities should not harm the society. And relationship marketing approach, building and keeping the good customer relations. Virtual marketing approach, it links the marketing activities to the online world. And branding, emotional and psychological relationships. Okay, so these are the things we are going to see in detail here. So the traditional approaches are trade approach, product approach, sales orientation approach, customer orientation approach. And modern approaches are social orientation approach, relationship marketing approach, virtual marketing approach, and branding. We'll see one by one. The first one, trade approach. Before the inception of Industrial Revolution, the emphasis was on captive consumption. So captive consumption, what is the meaning of captive consumption? So here, for example, the industry is going to produce the clothes from the cotton, and that clothes will be used to making the t-shirts or shirts or trousers, whatever may be the case. So whatever the products they are producing, that products will be utilized for other products productions. That is called as captive consumption. Okay, so see here. So before the inception of industrial revolutions, the emphasis was on captive consumption. People consumed most of what they produced. Whatever they are producing, that only they consume. Any excess of household production was brought to town and sold or traded for other goods. This concept can be termed as barter system. In barter system, there is little need for marketing, since each household produces what it consumes. However, this concept came to an end with the emergence of the Industrial Revolution. Business, rather than households, become the producers of many types of goods. So beginning the trade approach, what we can see here, barter systems. Whatever they will be producing it, maybe the household purpose they will be using it, producing it. That products, excess products will be bring into the market, and the excess products will be exchanged with other household products. Okay, so that is called as barter system. You can see in this diagram itself. Okay, one person is giving rice, the other person is having the hen or chicken with their hen. So they will be exchanging for rice, they will be exchanging with the hens. Or here, one person having the apples, other person having the buffaloes, and they'll be exchanging for them. So exchange of goods takes place in the trade approach. That is, whatever excess thing is there, what they consumed after that, what is excess is there, that they will be bringing to the market, and that will be exchanged with the other consumers for any of the household products. That is called as trade approach. So this trade approach will be changed because of the industrial revolutions. So this industrial revolution brought into, instead of businesses, rather than households, became the producers of the many types of goods. So what they sell, the business people, they will be producing the products of various kinds of goods. That's all about the trade approach. Second approach, product approach. The product-oriented approach was a duration when products started being sold at a low cost. So there they started with selling the products with a low cost. This low cost model was a result of invention of the assembly line scheme introduced by Henry Ford, that focused on more efficient work principle introduced by Frederick W. Taylor. These tactics led to evolution of mass production industry, which in turn led to reducing the cost of production. And organizations realized that exchange process could be facilitated merely by reducing manufacturing cost, and in return passing along the cost savings to customers in the form of lower prices. This allowed nearly all families to easily have access to produce the goods, which led to reducing the cost of productions per item. Okay, so you can see in the pictures, in the year 1920, January 18, the mass production of clothes, that is the sewing machine, made the mass production of clothing possible. So here in the product approach, they will be believing that if you are going for the mass productions, the cost of productions will come down, so that you can sell the product of price of the product price will be very less. So that is the second approach. The second approach, they will be selling the products with the low cost production. Third one, sales orientation approach. On account of industrial revolution, the competition amongst the marketers was on the rise and focus turned from product to selling. Marketing, branding, and sales became important pillars of marketing as outputs surpassed the demand and companies competed for customers. It is important to note that this concept holds good to a certain extent even today. The sales orientation approach emphasis on enhancing the sales volume. Enhancing the sales volume with promotion, which includes efficient salesmanship, advertisement, and public relations. Thus, the selling concept advocates that if no initiatives are taken by the marketers, the customer is left isolated and will not buy enough products. Okay. So as per sales orientation approach, what they did. So here they made it a sales become the important one. Whatever the company is producing it, they want to sell it. They want to make it as branding. They never bother about the customer's needs and wants. So whatever the products the company is producing, all the products they want to sell it to the ultimate consumers. That's all about their main motive. They want to increase the sales volume with the promotional activities. That's all. That is only their thought. So they can sell the products with the help of efficient salesmanship or advertisement or the public relations. So they use the promotional strategies in order to increase the sales volume. But these concepts also will be isolated, and there are customers not ready to buy the products. Sometimes the customer is asking one product and the company is offering the other products. The customer is not satisfied with the products. They won't purchase again and again. So that will stop the purchasing continuously from the particular manufacturer. Okay, that's all about the sales orientation approach. Fourth one, customer orientation approach. This approach was introduced in 1950s and advocates that essential activity of marketing is understanding the needs, wants, desires, demands, and values of customers. Customer orientation is of ultimate importance to deliver the value-added products. Customer-oriented approach. Customer opinion is taken through marketing research before the product is produced and after the need assessment of customer. Products are manufactured keeping customer expectations in mind. Okay, so in the customer orientation approach, what they did. So here, in the beginning step, before the previous stage, what they said, sales orientation approach. Whatever they are producing it, that they have to sell in the market. They never bother about the customer's needs, wants, or their expectations. Their main motto, they want to increase the sales volume through the promotional activities. That's all. But in the case of customer orientation approach, here what they did, they given the importance for the customers. Customers' needs, wants, desires, demands, and value for the customer. Because they understood customer is the king of the market. If the customer is not satisfied with your company's products, he may inform thousands of customers and thousands will go crores and no customers will buy your products. So they given the importance for the customer's needs, wants, desires and their demands. And they thought that they want to create the values for the customer. So customer opinion is taken through the marketing research, and through that they identify what customer actually expect from the organization. And based on that, they produce the products. Okay, that is called customer orientation approach. The fifth one, social orientation approach. So this approach of marketing takes the society's well-being into account, in addition to the satisfaction of the consumer's wants. Thus, selling goods, services, or an idea that promotes the overall welfare of a community. The social orientation focuses on production of product and services and does not harm the environment and condition of public health or the safety. The social orientation is not only for the customer satisfaction, but also for customer welfare and social welfare at large. So, after the customer orientation approach, they thought they need the concern on the social orientation. So the marketing activities, they will be concerned about the society's well-being also. They thought that in addition to the satisfaction of the customers, society's well-being also will be very, very important. So whatever the products they are going to sell it, either maybe the goods or services or an idea that promotes the overall welfare of your community. So the social orientation focuses on production of product and services, and it does not harm the environment and condition of the public health or safety. Okay, this approach is not only for the customer satisfaction, but also for the customer welfare and social welfare at large. So now, whatever the products they will be producing it and they will be selling the market, they will be telling environmental friendly products, eco-friendly products. That means the companies they are concerning about the welfare of the society. They have the concern on society. So that is the reason they will be branding their products in the form of eco-friendly products or environmentally protected products like that. Next one, relationship marketing approach. This approach is the process in which marketers develop a long-term satisfying relations with its customers in order to retain the customers, loyalty in buying the firm's products. Philip Kotler, we know very well, who is the father of modern marketing management. A noted author of several books on marketing has emphasized that need for customer retention is demonstrated by the fact that the cost of attracting a new customer is estimated to be 5 times the cost of keeping a current customer happy. Thus, relationship marketing takes the marketing concept one step ahead by establishing long-term trusting win-to-win relations with customers in order to satisfy the customer, foster customer loyalty, and encourage repeat buying. So, relationship marketing approach, they believe that the marketing people, they believe that they want to maintain the long-lasting relationship with the customers. Then only the customer is ready to buy your products. That means you want to create the loyal customers for your products. So that is why here they said, okay, the Philip Kotler, who is the father of modern marketing concept, he said very clearly, the cost of attracting a new customer is estimated to be 5 times the cost of keeping a current customer happy. So better you have to keep the current customer happy, then these satisfied customers will inform or will bring thousands of customers for your company's products. That will be a promotion only, no? So you have to maintain a good relationship, or you have to create the long-lasting relationship with the customers. You have to create the loyal customers for your products. Then only you can success in the marketing field. And that loyalty will make the customers to buy repeatedly for a particular branded items or the particular company's products. That's all about relationship marketing approach. The next one, virtual marketing approach. What is the meaning of virtual marketing approach? It is very simple, through the online. So virtual marketing environment is an avenue for online community concerned with marketing activities. It consists of many elements like search engines, social media, web applications, etc. These constitutes its digital environment. This concept, that is virtual marketing concept, is a model that combines the internet trends, internet user behavior, web marketing opportunities. This model researches on the best practices, identifies the target or fulfill their search needs. In simple words, virtual marketing approach comprises of process that link the marketing elements to the components of online world. So virtual marketing approach, in recent days, modern days, we were very well familiar with the online marketing. So there is Flipkart is the, Amazon is the, okay, there are a lot of e-commerce websites are there. Whatever products we want, we can easily give the order through online and you can get it. So that possibility is there in the modern era. That is called as virtual marketing. So virtual marketing is nothing but through the help of online media, you can do the marketing activities. That means you can sell the products. So now the companies have blazed the various search engines, social media, as well as web applications in order to promote the products in the minds of the consumers. So that's all about the virtual marketing approach. The last one, branding. Effective and efficient branding provides marketers an edge in highly competitive markets. So what exactly does branding mean? In simple words, we can say a brand is marketers' promise to its customers. What actually marketers they are going to give the promise to their customers. A brand communicates its customers what they can expect from products and services. And it differentiates offering made by the marketers from its competitors. A good brand image generates a premium that accrues from customers who are willing to pay extra for it. So now, the reason is the marketing people, they are believing that they have to create the branding for their products. If you once created the branding, if the brand image is there, then the people are ready to buy your products. So how you are going to create the brand? That is very important. So in the modern era, the marketing people, they believe that they want to create the brand. So take example, if I am going to talk about the Apple. So what you people believe that immediately you can think about the Apple products are costly product, at the same time it is a quality product. So like that you have to create the image in the minds of the customers. So once if you create that much of image in the minds of the customer, they will be ready to buy the products. Even for example, Raymond. So Raymond, you know, even the clothes, Raymond, it is costly. At the same time, you may feel that if you're wearing the Raymond clothes, you will be making the complete man. That image they created. So that is called as branding. So nowadays the marketing people believes that they want to create the brand name for their products. That means giving a specific name for a particular product and how that particular product is going to differentiate from the other competitor products. That is called as branding. Finally, in the conclusions, in general, business organizations have realized that in order to be successful, the external environment is highly challenging, and therefore they must become less internally focused and more externally focused on the customer. As information technology becomes more advanced, marketers will be able to become more acutely aware of their customers' needs and more quickly able to provide goods and services to satisfy those needs.